Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Today it's going to be a match between Neeb and Serral from Nation Wars on the round of 8. Bottom right-hand corner, it is the Blue Zerg player Serral representing his country Finland. And in the top left-hand corner, it is the American Protoss player. He is sporting red. It is Neeb. Love Neeb so much. Want to see how he does here against Serral, who is truly a terrifying Zerg player in every right, who crushes Protoss under his feet wherever he goes. But I want to see how Neeb does here. And Neeb does not win Serral does not win every match he ever plays, so this could be a loss. I don't know. I didn't watch all of Nation Wars. I'm very proud the US made it to the round of 8, although thinking about it, how many countries are excellent at StarCraft? The number is not super high. There are players from lots of different countries, but most countries have one really good player, maybe? I don't know. Let's think about this. Finland, obviously, Germany, France, Canada, the United States, Mexico, I guess, has Cham and Special, which is pretty nice. And there's Korea. So I guess that's 8 straight up. What other countries am I forgetting about that are excellent? Poland's really good. Sorry, forgot about Poland for a second. My bad. Anyway, we're going 1 gate expand here. We're going 16, 18, 17 from Serral, as is tradition. Somebody translated the Falcon sayings the other day, and as is tradition means, Falcon is bored with what he's seeing. Yeah, I don't know, man. These builds are so darn prominent here, which, to be fair, I only cast the games that are longer macro style most of the time, with the exception of the sneaky twofers. So, this is really prevalent? Or is it this is all that I ever see? It might be this is all that I ever see. I don't know. In the games that I do watch live, and I do try to catch live StarCraft from time to time when it's out and when it's awesome, it does seem like these little 1 gate expands and the hatch firsts are really the way to play. Very rare to see anything else. Terran, for a while there, was really into going for proxy racks against Zerg especially, which definitely not a safe play. And super aggressive. And Protoss, I guess there's kind of a has-style cannony rush deal, but other than that, this is just so safe with the number of starting workers and the rush distances on these maps these days. I mean, it's really come down to a lot of the games are longer macro-style games because it's hard to punish this opening. It was easier to punish this opening back when you started with 6 or 8 workers, but now that you have 12, the timing on this is too fast. This wall is up too fast. The Zerg's third base is up too fast. He has a pool up too fast, right? All these things matter in this matchup. And so as it stands, pretty much all these games start out by looking like this. I mean, this is as standard as EVP as you will ever see. Again, Queen pops out of the natural, throws down a tumor before injecting on that natural, which creep spread is that important to Serral. Do it, Zerg players. Get that creep spread started early. Creep spread as much as you can. Stargate coming in fairly standard opening here too. Let's see what he makes with it. Could be a Phoenix or an Oracle. Phoenix first, probably an Oracle follow-up. We do have a name for an Oracle if we need one. Overlord scouts in, sees the 2 gateways, sees the Cyber Core is going to scout the Stargate or die to the Phoenix. Either way, he knows it was Stargate opening from Neeb, and he has a perfect idea as to what's going on. Adept tried to get in here, but Queen got some shots off. There are some Lings running around, and it's just not going to happen. Adept is not going to happen at all. Overlord doesn't have speed because he can't have speed this fast. Actually, if you skipped Zergling's speed, you could have Overlord speed like now. But it wouldn't help as much because Phoenix are so fast. Would have killed him anyway. It's fine. Second, no, just kidding. Third and fourth gas on the way from Neeb. Serral not really taking much gas here, just the 1 extractor as he needs to drone up a whole ton, making 6 drones at a time right now. He is going for the Overlord speed, but again, it doesn't really help for that poor scouting Overlord first of all. Is that a second Stargate? Oh! Neeb's doing fun stuff. Okay. Second Stargate here indicates we're doing fun things. There's going to be Masked Phoenix. We'll see how Serral handles this. Oracle name, by the way, is Comet. One of Santa's reindeer who strayed too far from the sleigh. Found by the Protoss, she was thrown into an Oracle because a magic flying mammal with a name like Comet is sure to fit right into the Golden Armada, right? That was definitely put onto the channel. Somebody commented to that. That's what these come from, by the way, is the comments on my YouTube videos. Just put Oracle name and then put a name in there. You can put a backstory if you want. You don't have to. But this was definitely put in there in a video before Christmas. Ooh, that Queen was attacking the extractor, unfortunately. Maybe a couple drones. Oh, these drones in desperation throwing down spores real fast. And yeah, it was really just a poke here from Neeb. Third base on the way. Zergling does not have the wherewithal to shut this down by himself, especially if there's an Adept there. But he was just scouting anyway. But yeah, this is going to be Masked Phoenix. out of Neeb, which I kind of like. So Serral is making more lings than he normally would. He feels like he can overwhelm the defenses on this third base if there are just a ton of Phoenix running around. Might not be the fact. The Oracle is a problem that it's here. The lings, I guess maybe trying to find adepts that are cruising about the middle of the map here. Not a bad idea. If you can find them early and surround them, it really ruins their day. And they can't exactly run away from the lings either. So that's why these adepts are coming down this left side. Ta-da! More Phoenix, cause what else do you do when you're going for mass Phoenix? Fourth base from Serral would be ideal. Like, now? I feel like it's kind of late, to be honest. Alright, so Phoenix coming in, getting a couple drone kills. Again, the ones on gas are the priorities. If you can get those, you're doing pretty well for yourself. Yeah, just spores and queens in production all the time to deal with these Phoenix. No need to go for a Spire and make corruptors or anything. These adepts do get wiped out, or they're forced to recall, which is basically the same thing as dying. And Serral still doesn't have a fourth base. What's he doing? He's got a ton of lings, and he's working on +1 attack for them, too. I think he wants to take down... He really wants to take down this third. Maybe get into the natural, but I mean... And there's an Oracle. Like, there's still an Oracle here. You haven't killed it yet. Phoenix, again, trying to do stuff. Serral has way more drones than he needs on 3 bases. Ah, Phoenix dies. That's a bit of some poor control from Neeb. You want to keep those Phoenix alive. Zerglings coming up to the third. There are some Zealots and Sentries defending. Incredible stuff. Serral's fourth base is coming up. Again, I feel it's late. There really wasn't much to stop this from happening. Unless you were worried about the drone getting picked up by Phoenix as it was coming over here. But, I don't know. There were times the Phoenix were definitely over in this area and not over in this area. But who am I to question this guy, the Finnish terror himself? Not me. I am not the one. Going for charge. Oracle's got a kill, but has done some damage. Phoenix flying into the main base. Queens hoofing it on up here. 3 queens to defend there. Bunch of queens to defend down here. Ah, Phoenix taking some hits. None of them are actually dead, though. Killing a couple overlords would not be bad, but queens on creep are fast. Queens are so good defensively. Zerglings come in and say, I don't know about a quick fourth base, though. They don't have +1 attack, though, and there are Zealots, and there are Sentries, so the link count is just not high enough to do anything here. So Neeb does get his fourth base on the way, while Serral's is just now finishing. So I gotta say, Neeb is ahead. In base count, he's really well defended here. He's really down on worker count. He hasn't done a ton of damage with the Phoenix, which does worry me about him in the later game here. It is 117 supply. He's triple pumping probes. He's making immortals. He's going for that charge ability. And it's pretty much whatever you're looking at. There is a Spire. I'm not sure if this is going to be Corruptors or not. Serral taking a 5th pretty quickly after his 4th. Hallucinated Phoenix cruising around, maybe trying to bait the queens to come back around that way. Don't know how much it really matters. And again, some roaches try to cruise across the map, but there are immortals now. So Neeb done a good job kind of anticipating everything that Serral's doing in reaction to what Neeb is doing. It's kind of like this chess game right now, right? Making moves, anticipating what your opponent's response will be, and then responding to that before they even do it. It's pretty fantastic. Like, he had those immortals out and producing before the roaches were in production. Creep spread, pretty fantastic from Serral. Loving to see this. Creep spread makes me happier than almost anything else as a third player, with the exception of maybe really juicy Baneling hits. Those are fun. Greater Spire on the way from the Serral. Because, you know, Broodlord's good unit. Why else? Why would you not make those things? Macro hatch in the main, loving the macro hatch, working on attack upgrades for the melee and for the ranged, and possibly going for Baneling drops. Yes, Baneling drops on the way. +2 being researched for the Banes. Once they have +2 attack, they will one-shot these probes when they hit them. But unfortunately, flying directly into the Phoenix path, it's not a good way to get a Baneling drop done at all. Wow, that hurts. That was 4 Banelings and an Overlord down for pretty much nothing. Banelings running around, trying to maybe catch on top of these units you can kill. Like maybe the High Templar chasing. Got him. Got the High Templar. And that's all Serral wanted. He's backing out. He's lifting and killing some Ravagers here. Corrosive Biles. Look at him lifting and killing Ravagers. Not what you want to do, but because you don't do bonus damage versus them as they're not light. That is what Phoenix do, is bonus damage versus light units, and Ravagers and things like roaches and things like queens are not light units. They're psionic and armored, and Ravager actually... Do Ravagers not have a unit type? They're not armored and they're not light. And they're not psionic either. I haven't thought about this in a long time, actually. Well, whatever. Neeb's got a 5th base warping in. Serral's 5th base is done. He's at 82 workers. Pretty much happily ready to rock here economically. There's not much that he'd like to do as far as making that many more drones. He's making 3. Making some Corruptors. Making some Banelings. Single Zealot gets picked off and killed. Oracle says, let me murder all of your things before you come in here. And Serral says, you know what? You're right. I'll back out. How's that sound? Zealot attack into this 4th, but Banelings and Lings and Roaches and Ravagers. That's a pretty potent combination and composition against them Zealots. Resources lost, 2,800 to 3,700. Fleet Beacon in production. And we're going carriers, ladies and gentlemen. It's a good way to make sure the Broodlords aren't as good as carriers. Because as it stands, this Immortal kind of High Templar army, not good against Broodlords. Good against everything else that Serral has, though. But the Broodlords are here, and now suddenly it's a huge game change. Oh, he left his 5th base alone. These Lings finally getting in and doing something they've wanted to do for a while, which is force a cancel or outright kill a base. Hasn't been able to today at all. Chargelots running to their deaths into the Baneling Roach Ravager combo. Oh, hang on. They're not dead yet. Oh, there they are. Now the Broodlords show up, and the Immortals are like, yeah, no. We're not doing this. Let's make some Tempests, says Neeb. We'll make some Tempests specifically to deal with the Broodlords. Smarts, I say. Why is he bringing Zealots in here? Ah, great angle. Great angle of wrap around there. Oh, it's so good. So stupidly good. Overseer says, what are you making in these targets? You can see, actually. You can see the outline of what's being built. You can see the Tempest, see the curves. I think Stargate is the only unit where stuff that's being built in it can be seen by the enemy player as it's being built. It's not fair, man. Zerg's eggs are eggs. That could be a Zergling. That could be an Ultralisk. You don't know. Serral taking a sixth base along the left side here. Neeb reestablishing his 5th, defending it pretty effectively. Again, the Tempest count should be enough to handle the Broodlords, especially since they're slow. I feel like Serral needs to get rid of some of this army because the Roaches and the Ravagers especially are not going to be super useful against what is coming in here. This whole Immortal Storm Tempest play. But so far, so good. I got to say out of Neeb, these Banelings have been spotted. Zealots are going to, just like the LOTV cinematic, Zealots sacrificing their lives so the probes stay alive here. All right, Banelings do approximately nothing. Resources lost, fairly even right now. Broodlords just kind of hanging. They're here for defense. 7 Infestors in production. Infestor good units. Creep spread. Again, good. It's kind of halted for the last few minutes, but that's what happens when your enemy is attacking you constantly. And that's what we've seen. So Tempest count, I kind of like this skin that Neeb's rolling with, by the way. It's a good nice skin for the Tempest. Another Spire on the way for further upgrades for Serral, but he just kind of owns the bottom half of the map right now. Overseer continually scouting on in to see what is what. He's going to see the Dark Shrine, which is cool. I don't know if that's it. Oh my gosh, Shadow Stride. We're going to see DTs with Blink, ladies and gentlemen. What? Neeb, you're a madman. Oh, if he can cancel this +2 air weapons upgrade, that'd be pretty good. But the Lings are frustratingly not focusing on that Cyber Core at all. Banelings into the probe line. The pool was a little bit late. A little bit late, but only 5 probes died. Could have been exceptionally brutal at the end of the day. Immortal drop, trying to snipe something while you're at it here. Oh, if you can get rid of Neural Parasite. Oh! Got rid of Neural Parasite and the Infestation Pit. Dude, if he could get the Hive, he's not going to get the Hive. There's too much Zerg here defending now. But that was pretty good. I like getting the Infestation Pit immediately replanted by Serral, you'll have noticed. But does deny Neural, which is a really good spell to have if you happen to be, you know, a Zerg player of some renown. 4 Void Rays in production. Neeb's going into the full Sky Toss treatment, working on Flux Veins. Ugh, what a meaty game this is. Flux Veins and DT Blink. Neeb! You are so awesome. I love you. I love you so much, Neeb. Thank you for representing my country well in the game of StarCraft. It brings me much joy. Alright, so Serral hasn't expanded for a while, but, I mean, he has a base he's not even mining anything from right now, so I guess he's working on gas now. Where are those drones coming from? Way over here. Cool. So Neeb on 5 bases is pretty scary. He might try to take a 6th, but again, the vision here for Serral is pretty good as to where Neeb would take that 6th base and when. These Banelings are just walking right across the map and doing this stuff. Sure, I guess. 9 more probes go down. I really don't know that Neeb cares that much about 9 probes. And they have Burrow. Oh, we saw Burrow being researched, didn't we? Chargelot's coming into the 6th base, and you know what? There's no spines here yet. So good Burrow, though. My gosh, what a Burrow. Banelings just kind of blindly rolling into cannons, which is exciting stuff. Zealots down. Spines planting. That will never happen again, say the Spines. We'll try anyway. Yeah, man. Void Rays with Flux Veins. Increased speed. Look how fast they are. They can almost keep up with these Phoenix. Zoom. Zoom, 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 zoom. So we're maxed out to maxed out, as is tradition in ZVPs between these two players. Both of them are pretty happy to play a macro game. So the fact that we got a macro game is nothing too surprising. More upgrades on the Cyber Core. This could be dead. This could be a dead Cyber Core, you know, in case you were wondering. Carriers in production. All right, so carriers on the way, going for Flyer Carapace, and Flyer attack now is Serral. Phoenix, I think, just committing suicide to free up additional supplies. Phoenix aren't going to be great against anything here anymore. Maybe lifting and trying to lift and kill the Infestors. I like the skin for the Infestors, too. I like that pink. Oh, Infestors are creepy looking. If you look at them too close. This Overseer has, well, it's dead now, but it has been really scouting Neeb's base for pretty much the entire game, I feel like. And Serral's done a fantastic job keeping apprised of exactly what Neeb was up to. And at this point, Neuroparasite's going to be the key for Serral to win this game. Without Neuroparasite, I think it'd be a hard time. I really do. Especially because the Infested Terrans are gone. Especially because the Infested Terrans are gone. Zealots. Ooh, these are not Zealots. These are Immortals and Archons walking on creep. Maybe trying to bait Serral into something he doesn't want to do. Air Armor level 2 coming in. Upgrades across the border. Pretty fantastic for both players. You can see him down here. Actually, you can't see the mouse, right? Somebody told me that a while ago. You cannot see the mouse. Which, I don't know, it's kind of a good thing and kind of a bad thing. Killing his own probes to free up supply here. He's happy with 50 workers. Is he Fist of Neebing this? He might try to get to the point where he Fist of Neebs. If you don't know what the Fist of Neeb is, it's basically 200 supply of army. Maybe 199. I think he had a probe remaining, but that is like a Heart of the Swarm highlight, isn't it? Some ZVP he played, he was like, you know what? I have enough bank to have a humongous, scary army. Who needs probes? Let's kill them, get a huge, scary army, and win. Yeah, Fist of Neeb is kind of fantastic. I would be, like, blown away if that's what we saw here today, though. I don't know how viable of a strategy it is. The problem is it's all in, right? If you win with it, great. If you don't win with that attack, you're done. Mortal Archon, again, trying to free up supply down here and kill as much stuff as they can. Be as cost-efficient as Protostly possible. These Immortals are just trying to get out. No, say the Zerglings. You're not getting out here at all. Zealots actually saving the Immortal, but he tries to get into the mix. All right, all right. Mineral Revelation's getting tossed down. This Immortal, 7 kills. Chargeblood's chasing these Ravagers back. That was an interesting reversal. There's a DT in the mix, too. But, you know, Spores are pretty good units. Serral pushing in. Broodlord tossing on down. Broodlord's caught in stasis, which is hilarious. Don't see that all the time. More Zealots dead at the southern section here. +3 flyer attack on the way from Serral at 18 minutes. It is hard to get flyer attack upgrades to +3. It takes a lot of time. But Serral's the man. He did it, and he had a lot of time to do it, too. So Zergling's saying, yeah, your single cannon is not going to defend your 6th base all that well. Why don't you just cancel that? Because that's definitely a cancel, because you can't deal with it because you are messing with this at the moment. So that base is done. Canceled or not, I don't know. Good abducts on those carriers. One of them goes down. 2 of them go down. I'm not sure that base was canceled or not. 8 probes killed. Nice fungals on the Void Rays. Voiders are here to handle the Broodlords and the Corruptors if they can. They're doing pretty well, honestly. Storm helping immensely there, too. 10 more probes down. Once again, not sure how much Neeb cares about that, but this base is done. That top right-hand base is done. Still 132 to 140 army supply. I mean, this is not Neeb's out of this game, but he lost that and was forced back quite a bit. Lost some workers, which you don't want to do. You definitely don't want to be doing that. But 2 more Broodlords in production. More Infestors on the way. More Corruptors on the way. He has lost a Broodlord, 10 Corruptors, and 5 Infestors thus far. But Neeb has lost more resources overall, as we can see in the bottom right, than Serral, which is bad. Tech is pretty even, which is just static defense and upgrades, and both players have plenty of both, which would explain why that number is where it is. Changelings come in immediately. Massacred. These Spores forward, though, are so good against carriers. If you struggle against carriers, get some spores forward. Spread your creep to your opponent's base. Force them to engage with you and into the spores. They will help immensely. So yeah, this Nexus, I think it's down. There's really nothing directly attacking the Broodlords here. 9 more probes down. Zergling's cruising on into this base, which technically is harvesting stuff, but I don't know how much resources are left there, but there's really no saving it at this stage. Corrosive Biling down a carrier would be sick. Not enough, though, turns out. So that Nexus is down. 5th base is gone. I think these probes could... This is really the end of it for Neeb, isn't it? I mean, he's got a decent army supply. He really does. His worker count is abysmal. He needs to start killing stuff right now. Does he need a base race? Maybe. He's got... Okay, some DTs are saving his 3rd, which is really good at this stage of the game. Trying to expand down this left side, which an Overlord sees. But yeah, attacking somewhere where the spores aren't, or were not anyway. There we go. Hatch down. Like that. Some feedbacks getting thrown down on the infestors there. Some fungals on the carriers, which I don't know they care about that much about. The corruptors, though, at the top are pretty much unopposed versus these carriers. That might just be it. This could be it for Neeb's army. It's getting surrounded. It's getting massacred. It's still at a decent number overall, but he's losing carriers left and right. That said, a lot of Broodlords are dead. A lot of Corruptors are dead, and Neeb is still continuing to push in here. The problem is these spores. They're extremely annoying. And I've seen many a Protoss player complain about spores and the fact that they can plant on the front lines and move around and they burrow so fast. And the problem is they were balanced that way specifically to deal with early Liberator and Oracle harass. Specifically Liberator harass. So, I don't know, if you rework the Liberator, maybe you can change... Ooh, Abduct on the Oracle. Okay, fine, fine. No more Revelation for you. That's fine. But Serral's at 130 army supply and just has enough Corruptors to one-shot carriers. Okay, almost one-shot carriers. These Archons need to be killing stuff other than that Extractor. There are much higher priority targets for you right now. I promise there are. Both the Archons get assimilation successful. They're going to kill each other for the time being. They don't actually do that well against other Archons just because they do good versus biological. Left side base done. 11 more probes out. And again, this is just it's GG. I called this 2 minutes ago. If Neeb wins this thing, I will eat my hat. Do I ever wear a hat? No, I literally never wear hats. But, I don't know, taking bases down is good if you're Neeb. I'm not going to say no to that. But the mass Archon play versus basically a mass Infestor play is what we've come down to with a billion Zerglings continuing to run around and murder all the stuff. They are 3-3 Adrenalings. There's your assimilation successful on the Archons, and that's your good game. Neeb taps out, and Serral is your winner in 22 minutes and 52 seconds. So good ZVP, but at the end, I'm not sure how surprised we are at that outcome. But, you know, if you can take Serral to 22 minutes, I think you had a good day. So, Neeb, congratulations. I approve of this game. All right, very nice. Hit that like button if you enjoyed the game, by the way. But at the end of the day, again, if you've lost 3,000 more resources than your opponent has and their Zerg and your Protoss, it's probably a bad day. 3 Nexus is down, only 2 hatcheries killed. Mostly at the end there, where it was pretty much a foregone conclusion. I mean, the final armies were weird. It was 13 Corruptors. I guess there were 7 Broodlords somewhere for Serral. 11 Infestors and 42 Lings. So the Lings were out basically killing bases and defending with all the Infestors and the Corruptors and the Broodlords. It worked out. It worked out for him in the end. 9 carriers down to these Corruptors, 26 Corruptors out, 12 Broodlords died, which is a lot of Broodlords, 13 Infestors. We had all the Void Rays. 8 Void Rays went down today, 3 DTs. And where my High Templar at? 22 HTs went down in this bloodbath of a ZVP. So good. Really good stuff. Really enjoyed it. Hope you did too. But that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void. Go ahead, hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.